think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
I respect everything everyone is saying to me, and I don't want to fake apologize. I'm very upset about that people are misunderstood what I was saying. And it's not good for anyone. And it's not good for poor folks. It is not good for y'all because you become slave fodder. It's not a good thing. It's not good for women because you are now being told and dictated to, and you can't say anything because they, throw you in a jail or whatever. People got very, very, very angry and still are angry. I mean, I'm getting, all of the mail from folks and the very real anger because people feel very different.
The camera cuts, the room is silent, and there she is, Whoopi Goldberg, blinking fast, lips quivering, gripping the edge of the table like it's the only thing keeping her grounded in a storm of consequences. Because this time the tables have turned. No applause, no cackling audience, no safety net of a scripted segment on The View. She's not behind the desk dishing out snark and hot takes like gospel. She's in court. And the reason? Karoline Leavitt, the young, sharp, unapologetically bold conservative firecracker who did what no one thought was possible. Dragged Whoopi into court and made her answer for every reckless word. And oh, the receipts were dropped. What started as a smug takedown on daytime television spiraled into a full-blown legal scandal with real consequences. The crocodile tears are flowing, the media masks are off, and Whoopi, she's unraveling. But before we break down this courtroom chaos moment by moment, do yourself a favor, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this right here is the Hollywood reckoning nobody saw coming. Done? Awesome. Let's dive in. Like all drama on The View, it started with a guest and a dig. Joy Behar threw the first start, mocking Karoline's political rise as little more than a pretty face. Then came Whoopi, and that's when things went nuclear.
If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Who said that her success was a result of being woke? Karoline's ascent was dismissed by Whoopi herself as merely another instance of the system rewarding the wrong kind of people. Naturally, Sunny Hostin responded just as expected, dismissing Karoline's achievements as nothing more than white privilege in action. They chuckled. The crowd applauded. Karoline, though, she didn't recoil. After a few days of quieting down and gathering her thoughts, she suddenly unleashed a legal bomb that rocked ABC and beyond. The majority of celebs use Twitter threads or Instagram tirades to react to this type of media barrage. Not Karoline. She collected all of the receipts, every clip, every arrogant remark, every casual remark. She and her legal team also launched an $800 million slander case that made global headlines. Take a moment to process that. The lawsuit targeted Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and the network itself in addition to Whoopi Goldberg. The charges? Assassination of a character, specific slander. Bullying in the media that is purposefully done to silence conservative voices, particularly those of young women who dare to question the current quo. The worst part is that Karoline didn't stop there. This is about accountability, not politics, her defense team said in a statement that reverberated well beyond the confines of the courtroom. No woman ought to be publicly destroyed for having the audacity to disagree.
I'm stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now, as
I'm
for
sorry,
this
guys.
debate,
We're going to come back out to the panel. Karoline, thank you very much for your time.
Women are completely out of touch with reality, and you're right. ABC should
blow up. All of a sudden, this was a full-scale conflict rather than a simple lawsuit. This week, the courtroom is tense. With her legal team by her side, Whoopi Goldberg enters the room wearing sunglasses and trying to maintain her composure. However, the confidence was short-lived. The tone quickly changed as Karoline's legal team meticulously presented their case. As the video clips began to play, witnesses in the room reported that Whoopi started to visibly quiver. They saw her making fun of Karoline's intelligence, making fun of her attractiveness, and even sneering at her New England accent. Not only was it embarrassing, but it was incriminating. Then the bombshells arrived. Call records, producer notes, and internal emails that revealed conversations that implied the program was intended to agitate Karoline. According to one post, "Let her get mad, it'll make great TV." The courtroom fell silent. During a short break, Whoopi was observed wiping away tears, burying her face in her hands, and leaning down to mumble something to her lawyer. For someone who once dominated the daytime chat world with unwavering calm, it was a spectacular fall from grace, an emotional implosion. Karoline, likewise, she did not grin. Her grandstanding was non-existent. Although she sat motionless, composed, and silent, her silence was more audible than any speech. It was clear that this was about more than her. This had to do with defining boundaries.
Rowan, I couldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight to the point, courage.
You want receipts? Karoline didn't just bring a folder. She rolled in with the full ledger. Her legal team presented months of archived footage, segment transcripts, and damning internal show notes that painted a picture of calculated, deliberate targeting. One leaked document in particular hit like a grenade. A producer directive instructing staff to lean into Karoline's youth and push her defensively early in the segment. Legal analysts in the courtroom were floored. This wasn't spontaneous snark. It looked like an orchestrated takedown. When questioned about the documents, Whoopi reportedly tried to distance herself, saying she wasn't aware of every production decision. But Karoline's lawyer didn't let that slide. He shot back with a line that brought the courtroom to a stunned hush. Ignorance isn't a defense when you've got a microphone in front of millions. Whoopi, already rattled, appeared visibly shaken, shoulders tense, eyes wide, voice barely above a whisper. Meanwhile, ABC is spiraling. Behind the scenes, execs are scrambling to manage the fallout. Whoopi's contract is reportedly under urgent review, with high-level meetings debating whether to distance the network from her entirely. Multiple insider sources say advertisers are already backing out quietly, pulling sponsorships and freezing new deals. Ratings are slipping. The PR team is on lockdown. It's no longer just about damage control, it's about survival. And here's the kicker. Insiders are whispering that the network's preparing for a nuclear option, not just phasing Whoopi out, but possibly shutting The View down altogether. Because if Karoline wins, the precedent this sets doesn't just affect The View. It changes the entire media playbook. For decades, shows have thrived on outrage, mockery, and hot takes with zero consequence. Karoline's case could mark the day that era ended.
They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right. ABC should wake up. They just paid $15 million to President Trump's future library. That's a great thing for the American people.
As Whoopi Goldberg faces mounting pressure, Karoline Leavitt is showing remarkable strength. In court, her composed and well-reasoned approach has garnered widespread respect. On social media, people are rallying behind her with hashtags like #JusticeForKaroline and #MediaAccountability gaining traction. Even those who were once critical of her are now acknowledging her courage in challenging a long-standing institution that many believe has operated without sufficient scrutiny. Karoline isn't presenting herself as a victim. Rather, she's leading the way and setting an important example for others to follow.
Raised a few eyebrows using the Bible to support the idea of kids getting gender change surgeries. Take a look.
This is a party that says we believe in parents' rights. You're telling me that as a parent, I'm not smart enough to decide if my child and I need to have gender affirming. Our doctors are not involved. What is going? So I can't decide what my kid reads. I can't decide. For my child, what my child says is going on. You're telling me your beliefs, and they keep saying it, and I keep saying, what Bible are you reading? Because God was really clear.
Very clear.
I would say this is a new low for The View, but it isn't. They've gone way lower before. It's certainly on brand for The View.
If the court rules in Karoline's favor, Whoopi Goldberg could be required to publicly apologize, pay millions in damages, and possibly even step down from The View. The future of the show itself could be at risk. More significantly, Karoline's victory would send a powerful message. Media influence doesn't guarantee immunity, and even the most prominent figures must be held accountable for their words. If this case sets a precedent, it could mark the end of a long era where public figures faced little to no consequences for harsh or unfair on-air criticism.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
So now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think Whoopi Goldberg crossed the line? Was Karoline Leavitt justified in holding her accountable? Should The View face consequences for its hosts' comments? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And before you go, make sure to like this video to support bold reporting and subscribe for more exclusive breakdowns. Because if Whoopi is already feeling the heat in court, trust me, this is just the beginning.